Dark alley. Thunder roaring overhead. A man with a cruel grin shoves a little girl into the mud. Her toy rabbit drops into the filth. Man, she's worth more sold than saved, just a street rat. Before his boot can strike again, a voice slices through the storm, calm but terrifying. Ethan Walker, billionaire real estate mogul, steps forward. His eyes burn like steel. Ethan, touch her again, and you'll regret it. Now I'll ask you, what would you have done in his place? Comment your thoughts below. The story begins on a violent night along the glittering coast of California's Pacific Bay. Rain hammered against the oceanfront mansions, waves exploding against the rocks like cannons of nature. Most families were safe indoors, sipping wine. Sophia, only 7 years old, stumbled barefoot through flooded alleys. Her thin body shivered under a soaked dress. She clutched her ragged stuffed rabbit, the only memory of a life she could barely remember. Hunger gnawed at her stomach. Fear clawed at her chest. She had been running from men all evening, men who claimed she owed them for stepping on their streets. At last, the shouting behind her faded, but the storm remained merciless. Through sheets of rain, Sophia's eyes caught sight of a mansion on the cliff above, a glass and stone fortress glowing faintly under security lights. It seemed untouchable, but for her, it looked like the only place left to hide. Sophia slipped through the iron gates, scraping her arms. Crawling into the manicured garden, she crouched beneath rose bushes, praying no one would see her. Then, headlights cut through the storm. A sleek black car rolled into the driveway. Out stepped Ethan Walker, age 46. The world knew him as ruthless and brilliant, a man who built skyscrapers from New York to San Francisco. To most, he was untouchable. To Sophia, he was simply another stranger. She trembled, then whispered into the storm. Sophia, sir, may I sleep in your dog's house tonight? Ethan froze. For a man who negotiated billion-dollar deals, words had never shaken him. But this plea from a child, no taller than his waist, pierced deeper than any contract. He had no dog. He had never even allowed pets. Yet the idea that she would beg for a doghouse rather than the street struck him like a blade. Ethan, you can't stay out here. Come inside. Sophia's wide eyes blinked, disbelieving. Slowly, she stepped across the threshold. For the first time, Ethan Walker's mansion, designed to impress CEOs and senators, opened its doors for a little girl. Inside, Sophia gawked at chandeliers and polished marble. To her, it felt like stepping into a fairy tale. But her small wet feet left prints on the floor, a reminder she didn't belong. Ethan guided her to a guest bathroom. Marble walls, steaming water filling the tub, luxury she had never dreamed of. Sophia touched the rising steam like it was magic. Sophia, whispering. Warm water, wrapped in oversized towels and one of Ethan's shirts. She emerged transformed, her cheeks flushed, her hair damp around her face. She looked less like a street rat, more like the child she was meant to be. In the kitchen, Ethan bypassed his caviar and fine wines. Instead, he prepared hot chocolate and cookies. Sophia's hands shook as she sipped, tears filling her eyes. Sophia, it's too good. When she thought he wasn't looking, she hid a cookie in her pocket, for tomorrow's hunger. Ethan noticed. He didn't stop her. Later, she asked timidly, Sophia, can I sleep on the couch? I won't make a mess. Ethan, no. You'll sleep in the guest room. Her jaw dropped. To her, the guest room was a palace. She curled into the massive bed, hugging her toy rabbit. As Ethan switched off the light, her small voice drifted. Sophia, thank you, Mr. Ethan. For the first time in years, the billionaire felt something shift. His mansion no longer felt empty. Morning sunlight brought peace. Sophia woke in comfort for the first time in months. At breakfast, she still saved pieces of bread for later. Survival habits etched into her bones. Ethan decided she needed clothes. They drove into Los Angeles, passing glittering shops and cafes. Inside a clothing store, Sophia chose the cheapest items, whispering, Sophia, these are enough. You don't have to spend so much. Ethan, Sophia, you deserve more than enough. But peace shattered quickly. On the street outside, Three men leaned against a wall, their eyes locked on Sophia. She froze, clutching Ethan's arm. Sophia, trembling. "It's them!" The men advanced. One, bearded, grinning cruelly, spoke. "Thug, looks like you found our little friend. She belongs to us." Ethan, steady but fierce. "She's a child, stay away from her." Laughter rang out. Passers-by looked away, pretending not to see. Thug. "We can make her disappear, unless you'd like to make it worth our while." Ethan, pulse pounding, handed over bills. Ethan, coldly. "Take this and never come back." The men sneered. Thug. "Money won't change what she is. Street rats always crawl back." Sophia's tears brimmed. Ethan pulled her close, rushing her to the car. She whispered into his sleeve. "They won't stop. They never stop." Back at the mansion, silence clung. Ethan tightened security. But shadows don't vanish behind locked gates. That evening, a visitor arrived, Clara Johnson, a social worker. Reports had reached her that a child was inside the Walker estate. She questioned Ethan, her kind eyes steady. Sophia clung to his chair, begging. "Sophia, he takes care of me. Please don't send me back." Later, Ethan's sister Olivia Walker arrived from Washington, a politician. Her words cut sharper than knives. "Olivia, have you lost your mind, Ethan? A street child? Do you realize the scandal this could cause? The Walker name destroyed?" To Olivia, everything was about power. To Ethan, everything was now about Sophia. He looked back at the mansion. Silence clung. Ethan tightened security. But shadows don't vanish behind locked gates. That evening, a visitor arrived, Clara Johnson, a social worker. Reports had reached her that a child was inside the Walker estate. She questioned Ethan, her kind eyes steady. Sophia clung to his chair, begging. "Sophia, he takes care of me. Please don't send me back." Later, Ethan's sister Olivia Walker arrived from Washington, a politician. Her words cut sharper than knives. "Olivia, have you lost your mind, Ethan? A street child? Do you realize the scandal this could cause? The Walker name destroyed?" To Olivia, everything was about power. To Ethan, everything was now about Sophia. He looked. One night, alarms blared. Security cameras caught intruders near the gates, the same men circling like vultures. Police arrived, but the message was clear. They would not stop until they took Sophia back. Sophia's fear grew unbearable. One evening, she whispered to Ethan, "Sophia, maybe I should go. They'll hurt you because of me." Ethan knelt before her, gripping her small hands. "Ethan, listen to me, Sophia. You are not a burden. You are not theirs. You're safe here. As long as I breathe, no one will ever take you." Tears streamed down her cheeks. For the first time, she believed him. The final showdown came unexpectedly. Ethan was leaving for a meeting when the men ambushed the driveway. They grabbed Sophia's arm, yanking her toy rabbit from her grasp. Ethan's fury erupted. No boardroom training, no calm negotiations, just raw determination. He fought like a man with nothing to lose. Security rushed in, police sirens wailed, but by then the men were already on the ground. Sophia clung to him, sobbing. For the first time in her life, someone had fought for her, not because of money, not because of obligation, but because she mattered. Weeks later, legal papers lay on Ethan's desk. Clara, the social worker, smiled warmly. "Clara, it's official. Sophia Walker." Sophia beamed, hugging Ethan tightly. The mansion, once cold and hollow, now echoed with laughter and footsteps that didn't fade. Ethan had gained something no fortune could buy. Family, connection, purpose. Sometimes the greatest battles we face aren't in boardrooms or on streets. They're within ourselves. Do we look away when someone suffers, or do we step forward, even when it costs us everything? Ethan chose to step forward, and maybe, so can we.